Smash Factor.
Ripping driver, going for it. Oh my goodness. How about that tee shot?
That is crazy how far that is.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
That's an aggressive line. Man, that is beyond long.
Look at this, he's just driven the green. He has just driven the green.
I guess hello world, huh?
Welcome everybody to week 28 on the 2022-2023 PGA Tour, the BYRON Nelson, At&T BYRON Nelson in Dallas, Texas. Coming off a great week for the community, for Gups Corner overall. 7-1 betting week. It was just a good week all the way around. For me personally, it was just okay. The betting was great. DraftKings just I did 3 lineups again. Had 1 6 of 6 out of the 3. Was looking good, and then late Saturday and then on Sunday, just 2 of the 3 key pieces couldn't get things going. Felt backwards. Spawn was part of that. One time when he was up there, Hatton was winning. Spawn was like top 5 on Saturday, and looked good. And then it didn't look good after that. Hatton still did all right, third, but Spawn dropped a little. Toasty was part of that, which he never got much going. Fitzpatrick was on that one. Didn't get all the right pieces. I had Xander in my other 2, and they both go 5 of 6. So pieces were there, just didn't put it all together. Did not have any Clark, so I don't know that I would have. I know I wouldn't have won anything, but I definitely would have had a little bit more back. I broke even, but would have won some, I think, if I could have got it right lineups there. Or the 6-6 goes, gets hot on the weekend, and you hope it gets there. Betting was great, 7-1 in matchups. Did not have Clark as an outright, but still should have been an easily profitable week. Had some good 4-6 and 5-6. Actually, it was like a 3-0 or a 3-1-2 prize pick day. All 3 days, I believe, was cash back. Sometimes not all that I had put in, but still, because again, when you do the 6, if you do 4 or 6, you get some back, not necessarily all of it. And the ties can work out to basically being a 4 or 6. And I think we had a 5 or 6 out of one of them. So pretty good week all the way around there. The community had some tremendous sweat, and it was fun watching it. Brian Rizzo gets a Fantasy Golf World Championship ticket on a $27 entry. In all, looks like he made somewhere around, he may have had $200 in for the week and probably made that $17,000 ticket plus another $1,500 or so. So great week for him. Aaron S. Wins a 222 ticket late Wednesday night. I want to say it was baseball. It could have been a basketball, but I'm pretty sure it was a baseball. And wakes up to let his dog out at like 4:30 in the morning, realizes he won it, didn't think he was going to win it when he fell asleep, but still there was a spot left, so he wound up getting in there, makes $4,000 off of that. I think it was like, again, one of those $27, $37 tickets that he won on, so great profit there, and some other profit for him, obviously, with that same type of lineup. Raven, 1203, he's been on a little bit of a streak, turns $19 into $575, was also the Gups Corner winner for the week. Joe Barron had a lot of sweat, 333 threat 77 in Slack, gifted someone a $200 ticket this week. He was the winner of that. So he took his free $200 ticket. Min cash, he was going back and forth for a while. Sunday wasn't good to him, but still, free ticket turned into $300. Always got to like that. And then big winner was Teddy Ruxin. Goes for, puts a single bullet in the $5 71,000 entry contest and gets second. Was winning it going into Sunday, held on for second. So put a different lineup in the $20. So he just put one lineup in the 5, one lineup in the 20, and got 292nd. I didn't look yet to see how he would have done in the pitch and putt with that same lineup. The one that won or took second in the $5, I would imagine he would have been up there, because the pitch and putt was actually like 47,000 entries, where the $5 was 71,000 entries. So great week for him, no matter what. That's awesome to see. Lubs 06 turns $60 into about 700. OG John wins a 555 with a 5-6 on an $18 satellite. Another 500 on $33. And he had a lot more out of that. He wound up having a huge week all the way around. So good stuff all the way around for the community. Love to see it. Betting was good. We'll roll into this week. Before I came on here, we just found out Spieth has withdrawn, potentially out for the PGA Championship as well. Sounds like a wrist injury. Maybe that kind of explains the anomaly that was last week. Was prepared to fade him this week, just because of how things would have shook out. But really makes things interesting now because you get Scheffler 11-9 all the way down to Hatton 10-1. So $1,800 gap. And then you're all into the 9Ks. That's it. It's just them two now. So probably would have saw a lot of, Rahm Finau type stuff as far as ownership when we go to Scheffler Spieth. Now I'm like, man, because there's only one guy there. It's either going to steam up Hatton because people go, all right, I can start there, whatever. Or you go Scheffler Hatton. You can make that work just like you did Rahm Finau. I think they're actually cheaper than what Rahm Finau combos were. You can fade it all together, and I really don't like the 8K this week. We'll get into all that, but it is going to be an interesting thing. But I think most people are going to start getting really comfortable with Scheffler and Hatton, one or the two, maybe Scott's in there, some of that. But I do think Scheffler winds up getting a lot of ownership just on the pure strength of the field. Now Spieth's out. You really don't have that, okay, I can start with Spieth. I'll hope Scheffler doesn't have a good putter type deal, blah, blah, blah. Spieth bounces back from last week, not knowing it wasn't an injury at the time. He came in hot. Last 2 years here at this course, he's finished 9th and 2nd. So it's going to make that dynamic. And I just heard it. I'm going on Monday night tonight because I have a business travel that I got to do all day tomorrow. I'm going to put out some extra content tonight, and then I'll catch everything back up super late tomorrow night. I won't get back probably till close to midnight tomorrow night, so I'm getting ahead of things for tomorrow while I'm out on the road. So it'll be interesting to kind of see, because I know a lot of people have already recorded, I assume. I'm normally, early Tuesday mornings I've been recording and putting it out, but we won't get that feel. But, reading Twitter, all that kind of stuff, some live chat shows we get on Wednesday. There's several of them. It'd be interesting to kind of see where people think everybody goes. I think Scheffler could flirt with that Rahm type number of ownership that we saw at Mexico. This is a stronger 9K range in general, though, and stuff like that. It's not as weak as Mexico. So you could convince yourself to say, hey, Scheffler's played just okay here, 47th, 15th. He's coming in good, but not like crazy, 11th, 10th, which is all fine. But at 11-9 and that big of a gap, like you need him probably to win. But stat-wise, he's first, second, first, in the field. So it still makes sense to play him. But that'll be one of the biggest decisions of the week for sure, especially with Spieth being out now. If you want to join us, gupscorner.com/memberships. Every membership includes a 7-day risk-free trial. Go check it out. Got a lot of enhancements coming out to the new released golf dashboard we did a few weeks ago, actually before the Masters. We'll do some more updates as we head to the PGA Championship next week, the second major of the year. Listener League, link is in the description. 200 spots this week. Go ahead and click it, get that filled up so we can get a bigger PGA Championship. Last week's winner, Raven Maniac, as I mentioned earlier, Raven Maniac 1203. Xander, Fitz, Fleets, Clark, Griot, Dylan Wu, all those guys were in my 3 lineups minus Clark. So good play by him. Solid lineup. Obviously, he turned $19 into like almost 600. I think I said earlier. So great week there. TPC Craig Ranch. This is now a par 71, 7,410-yard course for the pros. The first 2 years it played as par 72. They changed number 12, which was the really short par 5, if you remember, to a par 4 for this year. One less par, so we get 4 par 3s, 3 par 5s now. The last 2 years, well over 75% of all the stroke gain strokes, I guess you would say, for the top 10 or top 8 have come from approach and putting combined. So, I mean, off the tee will matter to an extent, but it really comes down to having hot irons, really getting close inside that opportunities inside 18 feet that we use a lot. And then having a decent putter, probably don't have to be the greatest, but a good putter. Hot putter this week mixed with some good irons. And that, I mean, I don't want to say simplistic, but you're gonna look at some birdie or better. Still want to get in the par 5 DK because I think you need to score on those. But I mean, around the green and stuff like that, it's not really going to matter this week because if you're worried about that, you're not going to win here. You're not going to be in contention. So straightforward. It's more this week's going to be about how you handle the top now that Spieth's out and all that. The strategy there, the builds, where do you get comfortable, a few sleepers, stuff like that. Got to score in the par 5s. That's in my notes. Georgia fairways, which are some of the purest fairways. If you never play on them, they're super nice to play on. I played this course a few times when I lived down there. Haven't played it recently, but when I lived down there, I played it a few times. Bent grass greens, which are the best greens to putt on if you're not familiar with them. Pure, quick, in general. Weather, so it'll be interesting. So we're in the same area. I'm about 2.5 hours north of the course. I'm actually going to be in the area tomorrow. I'm not going to the course, but we're in that time of the year, storm season for us, tornadoes, all that kind of stuff, severe weather. And virtually every day this week, there's going to be a chance of rain at the course. Now, it could be a big system out quick. It could be, hail, lightning, rain. It could be, it's not going to be, any of these aren't going to be like just sit there and rain all day type deal. It's just going to be your typical late spring systems we get in May around here. And I do think it'll cause a little bit of issues because there's 156 guys or whatever. We do get daylight, a lot longer right now, but it's still going to be tough to get them. If they have any type of decent delays, it'll be tough to get them all through. Showing strong winds right now, Thursday and Friday, up to 30 mile an hour gust. Thursday, pretty steady, 10 to 15 with 25 to 30 all day. And similar Friday, not quite as strong. Saturday looks like a ton of rain, in the afternoon. Sunday has rain. So that's something we'll have to pay attention to. The good thing about the way this weather is and how it is down here, I don't think we'll see a true clear cut. This is going to be a wave advantage. And even if you do, because these systems can pop up like that and be gone, they could do damage and out, or not pop up at all because the system didn't pull together right, it makes the unknown where you probably just wind up playing people. I don't think you'll just see a clear, hey, Thursday morning we're going to get rain, Friday nothing. Maybe we do by Wednesday. I'll certainly, have all the info for you, but I don't know that it'll be a wave advantage as much as just trying to see how the week's going to work out in general. Cut, I got it -3, 4, which is a lot lower than the first 2 years. But again, we just cut out the easiest par 5 and the easiest hole on the course. Winner, I have it down a little bit. We'll probably see it 20 to 22 at max type deal. Cage leads the back-to-back winner here at this course, 25 and 26 under. Spieth and Burns were the 2 runner-ups. Prior winners at this event, not necessarily this course. Aaron Wise, Billy Horschel, Garcia, Stephen Bowditch, Piercy was a runner-up, Leishman runner-up, Day a runner-up, Brooks a runner-up. And if you remember right, when you're looking at your course history stuff on whatever, if you're on our site, if you only want to look at this, just make sure you check those 2 years, the last 2 years, because, it's been played at 2017 was Las Colinas, then Trinity, then 2020 it wasn't played at all, then TPC and TPC the last 2 years. So 3 different courses in the last 6 years. So if you just raw check course history, you're going to get mixed results there. And don't believe the narrative that just because it's in Texas, all the courses are the same. They're not. I'm not looking at any of the other courses, Trinity or Las Colinas when it comes to this one as far as comparisons this week. New to the course, a lot of these guys actually, I thought, we get these big fields, weaker fields because it's not elevated, stuff like that. Normally we see a lot of guys that hadn't played. This one most of the guys have played here at least once in the last 2 years, and a lot have played the BYRON Nelson over the last 6 years, but more specifically the last 2 years, I think there's only maybe 10 or 15 that haven't. So that was a little bit of a surprise to me. Salary ranges, again, 2 in the 10K now with no Spieth, 7 in the 9K, 11 in the 8K, 43 in the 7K, 89 in the 6K. And I think we'll still get some Monday Qs to get the last 4 spots in. So you'll probably be 92, 93 in that 6K range. Sweet 16 for me, 9K and above. I'm going to go with Tom Kim. I like where he's at. He played well. A course last week that people didn't think he would do well on. He got 23rd. Stat-wise, he's 15th overall, 9th in good drives, 22nd in approach, 13th in opportunities inside 18 feet. A little worrisome on the birdie or better in the par 5. He's 44th and 56, but last year, 17th here, first time seeing the course. I don't know where his ownership will be. He'll probably just kind of be there in the middle, but I like him a lot this week. I'll go to Tom Kim. KH Lee, I'm interested to see if people will get off him. 9,300 allows for, he doesn't have to win it. His stats are just okay. At the stuff I'm looking at, obviously, of course, history is tremendous. He's coming in pretty good form. Actually, a lot better form than he did last year. 23rd at the Masters, 41st at RBC, 8th at Wells Fargo. If he gets super chalky or higher owned, and maybe he does, especially when you get a Spieth out of the equation now, and he's 9,300, I probably would move off. But as of now, I'll play him. And even if he's 18, 20%, that's still not something, because there's just not a lot of options up there, that I don't mind getting overweight on, particularly if I wind up saying I'm not going to play Scheffler because he's going to be 43% owned or something like that. My third pick, 9K and above, Hatton, 10-1. I will be on him. I liked him already today when I was kind of reviewing stuff early. Yesterday when I do my normal Sunday night stuff, coming in good form. Played him last week. 34th, 19th, and 3rd coming in. 2nd, 4th, 3rd, 16th, 16th in the 5 major stats I'm looking at. He's never played this course, so that could be the one knock. And I thought he was going to go so under-owned this week because of Scheffler, Spieth. Now you get Hatton, 10-1. Never played this course. I'll pass and go drop down. I either play Spieth, Scheffler, combo there, and then pass down. Now I'm a little worried that he could get steamed up. We'll see how that works out. Bubble boy for me this week is Scheffler, and it's strictly ownership. It'll just be a matter of how high do we think he gets, and where do you want to eat it and not eat it on that type of chalk this week. We'll see. We'll see how the industry responds, read stuff, all the stuff I normally do. Right now, I would lean to fading him. But if that becomes a consensus type deal where everybody's like, I'll just save money and build a lot better balanced lineup in this weaker field, a lot of 9K, 8K, high 7s, then maybe I bite that and go to 11-9. We'll see how that works out. 8K range, I like Jaeger. I'll go right back to him. Another solid week last week, 27th, 18th in Mexico. He played here last year, got a 38th, 9th in course fit, 5th in recent form, 32nd in stats. All the way around for $8,200, very solid. I like him. I like him as a potential bet as well. JJ Spawn, I mentioned, liked him last week, played him last week. He was the dock of the week, which that just remains absolute fire. Even though the bad Sunday, he still finished 27th at 1.8% ownership and cheap, so not a bad play. He's played the At&T 5 years straight, never missed a cut, the BYRON Nelson that is, but he's played the last 2 years, a 47th and a 38th. Not the best, but I think he's really playing some of his best golf right now. $8,000, give me a top 20 upside, which I think he has. I don't mind him, and I think he may go a little under-owned. I'll be honest with you, though, I don't like a lot of the 8K. I may play one or two guys in here in general and be off of it, and just because I do like a lot of the 7K range, and then go that way. Benny on, I don't hate it. I had to get 3 guys in a bubble boy like I always do, but just okay. 33rd in Mexico, missed cut last week. He's never played this course. He did play Las Colinas back 2017. He got a T5 there, but recent form, 12th course fit, which I took a lot of courses in that I thought were similar to this one. Plus, I obviously took the 2 years from this one. He rated 6th there. So enough there. If I'm going there, 8,600, I think he'll be low owned. I think the AKs will be a dead zone this week in general. Which is more so why I think Scheffler could get high owned, because I think people will probably go Scheffler Hatton now, or one of the 9Ks that they like, and then drop to the 7s. So I like him if I need someone there as a sleeper. And then Hoagie, I don't like Bubble Boy just because kind of see what the industry is like. $8,500, back-to-back missed cuts coming in. He 17th last year, missed cut 2 years ago here. Stat-wise, he does look good, so that's why I put him in the Bubble Boy, because 8th in approach, 6th in birdie or better, 3rd in par 5 DK scoring. I like that stuff a lot. That price certainly has the upside. We haven't seen him since RBC, so that would be the only negative is back-to-back miscuts. I know he played in the team event. That's one of my notes to kind of see how he did there, but if he's on like a real rut, then maybe that's why he's a Bubble Boy. Maybe we pass there. Again, I may see myself playing at most How many got in the 8K again? 11. I probably fade 8 of these, and maybe play 3 at most if I'm doing, MME type stuff. Maybe 1 is in a 3 max pool for me. We'll see how it shakes out when we get to Wednesday, 48 hours from now. 7K range, Dylan Wu. Man, I hope he doesn't get chalky, but I think he may. Played him last week, liked him. Played him in Showdown some. 21st and a 15th coming in. Did miss a cut here last year, but he's playing good golf. 9th in stats, 11th in recent form, 13th in putting, $7,400. I'm all over it. Just hope he doesn't get too chalky. Sam Stevens, another one that I fear could get a little bit chalky, but I think in general there's enough solid plays in the 7K range that'll kind of get spread out. You just kind of go to the ones you like. Miscut last week, 24th in Mexico. Been playing some really good golf. 14th in good drives, 19th in approach, 16th in birdie or better, 22nd in opportunity side, 18 feet, 13th in putting. Just a lot I like about him. Or I'm sorry, 72nd in putting, so neutral in putting, but 11th in recent form, $7,600. I don't mind going there at all. Eric Cole, the one that signed at the Honda, but then 5th at Mexico as well. My only fear there, I guess, will be, is he better on hard courses? But 27th in birdie or better. These are limited stats. 48th in par 5 DK. He's been doing okay on the Corn Ferry, which you got to score there. 15th in putting. 5th in the course fit ranking. 9th in recent form. Again, $7,400 like Dylan Wu. I don't mind going to Eric Cole this week. Ryan Palmer, Bubble Boy. Not had his best season overall. 35th last week. Saw some signs there. But it's really been putting. He's really good in stats for me. For $7,100, he's 16th overall in stats, 14th in approach, 22nd par 5 DK scoring, a 5th here last year, a 47th 2 years ago. Obviously lives down in the area. He's probably about 35 minutes west of the course. But if he's somewhat comfortable with these greens at all, which is something I'm going to go look at, my guess would be because of his finishes, he's putted better here against his average. And so at $7,100, he's a guy I like. Bubble Boy's only just some of the form issues coming in, but maybe turn that around a little bit last week. 6K range, Vincent Whaley. This is more of a course history play. When I get down this range again, we're going to look at, he does have some decent stats. 3rd in opportunities, 13th in birdie or better, 15th in good drives, back-to-back top 26s here at 26th and 25th the last 2 years. All good enough signs for me to play Whaley at $6,500. Ryan Gerard, we played him several times, $6,900. Stats are just okay. 6th in approach, 12th in par 5 DK scoring, a 33rd in Mexico, missed the cut. At Wells Fargo, has not played here. He's a guy, though, I like just in general. Talent-wise, upside, I don't mind that. Nunez, we've been playing quite a bit. What did he do? Where did he go? 69th in Mexico. He did not play last week, has not played this course. 38th in stats, though. Nothing great that pop, but for his price and where he's at, 31st in par 5 DK scoring, 61st in opportunities, 41st in approach. Again, those aren't just stellar, but they're solid enough that at $6,700, I maybe take a look there. The Bubble Boy is, I'll mess this up, Mechaluza. Any time I get guys like this that pop in some other stuff I look at, I'm not as familiar with. I go dive, and I did this Toasty was the one I did it with, matter of fact. And when I did it on Monday, I was not expecting him to go to 13%. That's why I have this guy as a Bubble Boy, because I'm wondering if some of the same stuff happens this week with him. His last run, and this has been DP World Tour and the PGA Tour of Australia, basically. For all these are mainly the Australia Tour, and then he played DP Tour, the Korea Championship. But 21st, 4th, 1st, 17th, 21st, 1st, 2nd, one miscut, then 2nd, 15th, 10th, 6th, 8th, 20th, 7th. Now, again, I know one of those is DP World Tour, back down there, the Australia Championship. So I like him. He's playing solid. Very little we have on him. But I worry, does the Toasty deal come in again, where all of a sudden we get a 13% on $6,600. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not going to say it. Mechalazu. So we'll see. I don't mind playing him in an event like this, and I think we'll see some of that, like we did with Toasty. Like, this is a weaker event. This guy's getting a little bit of love. We'll play him. I don't know if we see that this week or not. That's the only reason why he's a bubble boy. Fade of the week for me right now would be Jason Day. He rates out third for me, but doesn't look all there. And he kind of came out last week. He had the vertigo at the Masters last round. Didn't look good last week. Was a complete fade for me last week. It worked out. Stats wise, he does look good, but even that here, he missed the cut in 51st the last 2 years. So $9,400. That's a guy I don't mind fading. Shidoshi Kadira is my kind of sleeper of the week. I don't think he'll be super high owned. He is $6,400. Maybe a great pivot off of Mitchell, whatever. If he gets steamed up, 13th in approach, 23rd in opportunities, 19th in birdie or better, 49th in Mexico. He played here 2 years ago and made top 13. Last year he did miss a cut, but at $6,400, a guy that's proven it at this course, and some of those things popping. He's 38th overall for me. He's going to be way less than 5%. He's a guy that's kind of sticks out. Some gut feel plays for me. I like Matsu, $9,800. Risk reward for sure. 4 straight years he's made the cut at the At&T BYRON NELSON, 16th, 23rd, and at this course, a 39th and a 3rd. So he does like the course. He's played it well. Always at risk, especially a week for a major, for him to withdraw. With that, though, at $9,800, it's probably going to come some low ownership. So low own guy, I don't mind going there, especially now that Spieth's out. We can say we're saving money. Maybe he's a pivot if Hatton gets steamed up. We move off of that play and go to him. Tom Kim may get a little bit of love, $200 cheaper. So, or Cage Lee, maybe he gets way high now at $9,300. Matsu could be a good pivot there. Brandon Wu, just a guy I've been playing for a while, pedigree. 3rd at Mexico, 51st here last year, 14th in stats. 15th in birdie or better, 14th in opportunity side 18 feet. I like all that. Hubbard, the hole-in-one last week, but played well even outside of that, finished 27th. He's on a good little run here, 11th, 18th, 27th. He's played this twice, back-to-back, a 34th and a 32nd at $7,300. That's enough in a profile for me to play him. Then Nate Lashley did not, I think it was Sunday he killed me. I liked him a lot because he was doing everything but putting, but he just did not play well. But he's playing good overall. 31st, 39th, 27th coming in. Very similar to Hubbard, $100 cheaper. He missed a cut 2 years ago here, but a top 17 last year. So I like all that for those prices for some gut feel plays. Betting top 5 the pop and 2 long shots provided by Underdog and Prize Picks. Like I said, pretty good week on Prize Picks last week. I give those out every single night. And I'll give round 1 out Wednesday on the pod. Use the code GUP, dollar for dollar match up to $100. The big Underdog NFL contests are out. $10 million, I think, is what maybe $15 million is the pool for the big one. You can start drafting now. It'll be all summer long. And I will continue to do stuff with them all the way up through the start of the NFL season. But you can use that same code and get $100 dollar for dollar match on either one of them. And get my Prize Picks plays every single night on the website. I do give them out for free on Wednesday. Top 5 for me right now, Matsu. And these numbers, I'd written this up, some of it earlier when I had time. So they probably has shifted. I'll have to reanalyze. This was pre-Spieth, but I liked Matsu at 25. I like Tom Kim at 20. Jaeger was 50. Brandon Wu was 60. And Hubbard was 90. We'll see what the numbers shifted and kind of let them settle and figure out the bets. I haven't made any bets yet personally. 2 long shots, Palmer 110 and Dylan Wu 100. My preliminary top 5 and one and done. I like Tom Kim, Hatton, Matsu, Kuchar, and Adam Scott. Kuchar, a guy not mentioned. Interesting to see where the industry is there. Last year was all short game. He finished 23rd, but he's been playing good in general. A lot of it is relying on the putter. Still 11th in par 5, 32nd birdie or better. He's finished 17th and 12th here. If he's a guy off the radar, I don't mind playing him here at all at $9,000. So, and definitely a good contrarian-ish type one-and-done play. Final thoughts about Wednesday, all that kind of stuff normal. Again, if you're a premium member, I will get some stuff out tonight a little ahead of time. And then tomorrow when I get back, I'll update what I can, get it rolling early Wednesday morning, get back on schedule for the week. Join us today, again, gupswinner.com/membership. If you'd like to check all this out, get some winners. We've had a good week here. Let's get a good run going to the PGA Championship. I appreciate everything. Hope you guys have a good Tuesday tomorrow. We'll talk to you Wednesday. Thanks.